Okay. Uh, so yeah, guys. Kevin.
Yes, I got. So I got.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, this section is for you guys. You could ask the questions as young adult. Try to keep it in the confines of quarantine and sexual talk. Try to keep it in that light, because what we want to do, we want to help believers and non-believers during this time. You get me? During this time of quarantine, where they're very vulnerable to, to watching porn and stuff like that. So try to keep the answers in the light. Yeah. So we have one question here from real life: is once married and one spouse is on a business trip, is phone sex allowed?
Well, um,
Yeah.
I'm not married, but I think that it on the
Mhm.
decision of the couple. Like they would have to determine between themselves what they will allow and
Mhm.
what they're willing to do and what they're not willing to do.
Yeah.
Um, so that is really just an issue, like a personal perspective for both parties.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that is not something that I can answer. That would have to be something where the husband and the wife answer for themselves. And if one spouse is opposed to doing it, then them
Mhm.
just have to go find a workaround, because at the end of the day,
Yeah. Yo, but I try enough to be one of them that were bully flow, what? Honestly flow, flow for the better, flow for the better, honestly, man, because every time it's up.
no man, the enemy knows how I come for talk the thing. Say my try a thing.
Yeah, flow, flow be a vessel. So yeah, guys, sorry about that.
And I
So yeah,
saw some questions, but let's see if it's still there.
yeah,
So I had answered already, and as Anna also life, my opinion. Um, yeah, somebody send up a prayer for Flo because them. How do I support friends who are struggling sexually? If you feel like you are in a stronger place, in terms of your walk with God, support system again. Um, yeah, so you make time to pray for them. You meet with them, you check in on them, to check in to say, oh, when are the last time you're dating, and really getting at them business, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that they're overcoming, temptation. So yes, so you support them by praying for them, reading the word with them, but not for be overbearing on them, because not everybody can manage it. So you have to like to be able to support. They won't to feel like you're doing the most to them, or you make them feel like the worst person on earth. You know, you have to find a way to ensure that you extend grace to them in a loving and tactful way, because I think a lot of times we have good intentions but it come off very wrong, you know. So we have to make sure say the way how we express the whatever it is that is on our heart and how we want to help them, we have to make sure say it is done in a way where them not gonna feel like say them are the scum of the earth, right? So yeah, and before you even start anything with them, you pray and ask God for wisdom in terms of how to help your friend. You know, the best approach, because you can't, it's not going to be a one size fits all thing for every friend that you have. You know, so some friend can take it blunt, some friends you have to be a little bit more, you know, on the nicer side, and but still firm. But you just have to know what works between you and your friend.
Yeah.
um New
One,
glitch in the matrix. Oh, you were gonna say something, Kevin?
yeah, was a question I was gonna highlight. Somebody said, do you think celibacy is possible during this quarantine time?
Um, I read the other day that celibacy is different from abstinence. I think
Yeah.
what you want to mention instead of celibacy is abstinence, because celibacy means you're not plan to have sex no more for your say life. Like if you're a nun, I don't know if that's what you want for your life, but that's not what I want for my life. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you're talking about abstinence. I believe abstinence is possible. We just have to make sure that we are at a place where we want to do right with God. We want to make sure that we're honoring God, and just don't dwell on it, because the more you dwell on it, the more you're gonna feel like you need to act on it. You know, so busy up yourself. You know, you find ways, as I said earlier. An idle mind is the devil's playground. So find ways to, just I was gonna say entertain yourself, but no, not that, because
Yeah.
you might take that very wrong. Find ways to just to just find different ways of different things to do, because once you
Mm-hmm.
keep your mind focused on a thing, then you're gonna feel compelled to act on it. So yes, abstinence is possible during this time, but don't focus on the fact that, oh, I'm abstinent and when am I gonna have sex, when am I gonna meet my partner, when are we gonna do the do, don't nobody focus on all of that, because the moment you start to do that is the moment you're gonna feel the urges coming on full force, and you're gonna want to act on it, and that I could just lead to a whole nother barrage of things that you really don't want for your life, soul ties and all that. You don't need all of that drama in your life.
Mm-hmm. True, true.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yes, occupy the mind space with other things, wholesome things.
Yeah, yeah. Bible say whatever is true, whatever is pure,
Right.
you
Yeah, think on
absolutely
those things.
think on those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Any more questions?
How to assist friends struggling sexually as a Christian.
Yeah.
I think I kind of alluded to that, Mr. Henry or M. Henry.
Yeah.
um, just to offer grace. We're always gonna ride. We're always gonna fall. Well, not necessarily always, because that is speaking very broadly, but there are times that we will fall into temptation, and I think we have to remember that even if we're at a place in terms of our Christian walk where we feel as though, because there's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
So say for instance, you're at your PhD state in terms of Christianity, and somebody's a baby Christian and them just are coming into the faith, them in a basic school. You have to remember that you started there. You have to remember that there were things that you struggled with, and once you just come into Christ and stuff like that, then you there are things that you're gonna have to learn over time, so just how to support a friend who is going through them things sexually, just be there as that person who them can come to, them can talk to, them can keep it real with, the persons who are not going to look on you in a judgmental kind of way. um just be that person who am I oh yeah, so just be that person who they can come to, if they have a good relationship with their pastor, or some kind of lead or elder in the church, somebody who they can trust, they can go to that person, as well, so that them can really get that back at you. Yeah, but as I say, a lot of people feel like say them don't want to wait for people in them business. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to use wisdom in terms of, if you feel like say bigger than you,
Yeah.
then it is when you say, all right, this bigger than me, make me see if we can talk to a pastor or something about it, right? Because then everything you can handle on your own. Yeah,
True.
and if it is a case where it is an opposite sex dealing with the sexual temptations, so say for instance, me as the female, I struggle with
Yeah.
sexual sin, and me go tell my male brethren, don't do that,
A true woman.
because or vice versa, don't do that, because because what gonna happen is, some sort of way, somehow, somebody gonna get to them feelings, feel sorry for somebody, and then by the time you look, you start, oh, and then you start leaning over upon them, and then you might end up in things where you really never intended to do, but the enemy is so
Yeah.
coy, right? So yeah, just make sure say if it's just the female to female advice, male to male advice. Right? And if it's a male come to you and you see say it going in the direction there, I have a pastor friend who might be able to help you, or I have another brother in Christ who might be able to help you, let me refer them to you. You know what I mean? Because nobody take on that for yourself, because yeah, the enemy very crafty.
True, true, true. Somebody carefully say, what if I keep praying and I'm just still struggling?
Well, and not every prayer God answer same day. Some prayers it take years, some take months, whatever. But just to know that, when you pray, just believe say your prayer going to be answered. It's like, I think I did all journal about that the other day, because I was going through a state where I feel like say every minute I think I overcome in a certain area, and then boom, it come back full force, and I'm right there in it again. And
Mm.
there was a verse that I right. So there's a verse, Romans 7, verse 18 to 20. Let me see if I can read this real quick. It says,
Yeah.
I where does it start? So the trouble is with me, for I am all too human, a slave to sin. I don't really understand myself, for I want to do what is right, but I don't do
Mm.
it. I want to do what is right, but I can't. I want to do what is good, but I don't. I don't want to do what is wrong, but I do it anyway. But if I do what I don't want to do, I'm not really the one who is doing wrong. It is sin living in me that does it. And that is Romans 7, verses 18 to 20. So, man, I
Yeah.
forget the question. I'm going to read out the whole of that. What
Is
the
it,
question?
but what if I keep praying and
Yeah.
I'm just struggling and
Yeah,
I'm just
just remember that sin is the root, sin are the root cause,
yeah,
so yeah, pray, but there is the sin is like a tug of war thing, say
yeah,
I
yeah,
pray, and it's like good versus evil, so you're there trying to pray it away, but the sin is there, like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that easily, but just
yeah,
stay devoted to prayer, and just try to make intentional decisions and intentional choices, for make sure say at the end of the day God is pleased with how you try to overcome the sin.
yeah. Good question. How how to deal with lustful thoughts about your in real life? Oh yeah, significant other. The significant, yeah. How to deal with lustful thoughts about your significant other? Mm-hmm.
Him.
Yeah.
um Well, I mean, if I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, um, lust is an issue that I am still struggling with, and then, once you get in a relationship with somebody and the feelings and whatever come on, because at the end of the day, you're not getting a relationship with them if you're not attracted to them, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know your triggers, so like for me, I know what my trigger is, and so I
Yeah,
know that I can't go there, like if I have a significant other, because
yeah,
it will lead to me wanting to go to this base, that base, and whatever. So you have to know yourself. First, I'm feel like I must keep the question in front of me, because I feel like
yeah.
every minute I go off, I can't remember the question. Is who did ask the question again, Kevin? Or just remind me. If
Real
you
life.
start lost of a significant other, I say it,
Yeah.
say right.
How do
Yeah.
you?
So you have to remember that, as I said earlier, that these desires and things are from God, but you really have to just keep in mind that or
Yeah, yeah,
just make sure, say, when you pre them, you're not undress them with your eyes, you're not give a very deep hug and, a little whatever, because there are things that, you can do that, you want to act on the lust, and you don't want the lust to be the basis of the relationship. You want to make sure that, friendship and all of that is the basis of the relationship. So if you are struggling with lusting after your significant other, you just got to go to God in prayer about it. Because as I said, there are gonna be times, worse if them come in well fresh. So for instance, all your man come in and haircut well fresh and him dressed nice and cologne and all these things. I said, Jesus
yeah,
Father, you know?
yeah,
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 or like, yeah, your girl are go out on a date and the girl come in and the girl well nice, then the thoughts can get there, but
yeah,
just
true.
kind of rein it back in for say, hold on
Yeah.
there, just easy there, but
One,
it
true
it
one.
so but the thing is, I think I don't even want to say when you lust after your partner, but when you it shows that you're attracted to them, but
Yeah,
just have to make sure that you don't act on the lust,
and the other talk.
yeah. And I say oh, marry early, once you determine, say, yo, this
Yeah,
person is in alignment with my purpose, this person, I can see myself being with them in terms of marriage, because the Bible says better to marry than to burn. You understand?
yeah,
Because remember, it are very hot out there. You understand? This at me, right? So we have to make sure say
yeah,
yeah, because the last thing there, I tell you, I might laugh because it's something that I struggle with,
yeah,
currently struggling with. You understand? And
yeah,
so you just have to know your limits, know your triggers and whatever. Become a love man, nice. God
yeah.
made for us women, but we have
Mhm,
to make sure that we're not looking at them in a sexual way all the time, because then
mhm.
you end up have fall into sexual sin with them if you act on it, and then that forms soul ties with people who really want to get bound with, and just a bag of things, just flip or ripple effects, and you don't need all of that in your life.
Yeah, 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 really, don't hurt for real. Because, and another thing is to not entertain the thought, as I talked about earlier, because yeah, the thought it will come. Once you attract to the person, those
Yeah,
thoughts will come. It's an indicator. And, for me, like, we have this relationship now, we talk about, you thank God that you're attracted to the opposite sex. Yo,
exactly.
you know
Yeah.
what
You know what, for the day I say, Lord, make the attraction come, please. Lord, attraction, come this way. Come my
Yeah,
here. Yeah, you don't want that in your life. You understand? You
yeah,
want to know, say, when you see them, you say, yeah, dog. Yeah.
yeah,
You know? Or, yeah, my girl. Yeah, but
yeah.
it's just that you
Don't
don't
be,
want to act on it outside of
yeah,
marriage. You know what I
and
mean? You want that desire to be completely for your spouse.
true, true. You want it in a healthy way, like
Yeah.
entice it
That way then you
and
can unleash and dating. You understand? No reservations. You know what I mean?
true, true,
Yeah.
true, true. Um, the arts, say, how do we deal with the tensions since it's everywhere in songs, movie, ads, etc.
As I said before, you guard your heart. So you have to guard your heart because everything flows from it. So you see, say you find say the things are there in the music. You switch the station once it is in your control. You do
Mhm.
what you can to take away yourself from it. Like I was over my mom yesterday, and like the neighboring community, them
Yeah.
have some dancehall music I play. I remember I tell you say, little picnic out there, everybody is out there. And you find that, because of socialization and whatever, like where you grow and things like that, those seeds are planted and things from an early age. I
True.
couldn't do nothing about it because of some big backside sound system set up. Me can go out there and just go pull down the people them box and say the blood of Jesus, what kind of song this one I play? Me want them come stone. But what I could do, what was in my power, was to go to another side of the house where I couldn't hear it, because I no want to feed my mind with all of that. It not necessarily be that easy, just distract yourself with something else, focus your attention, divert your attention to something else that is healthier, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And one of my friends gave, gave me a good tip regarding the dancehall songs. Him say like for example if I'm on taxi or something, what he would do, he would just start play out a scene in our mind, like just build a story in our mind, just start imagine something huge,
Mm-hmm.
just start build a story in our mind, just start thinking about some bizarre thing, and
Yeah.
just occupy our mind differently. And I
Mm-hmm.
find that work, but is a fight, is a struggle because the songs,
Mm-hmm.
the songs can come inside without you inviting them. That's how songs,
Exactly.
that's how music.
Exactly. Sometimes you never find so sometimes you just start singing a song and say, oh I know
Yeah,
this. Oh I know this. There are songs where, you can hear from like 10 years ago, you hear it back again after and you say, oh I remember the lyrics to that song here. Those things stay.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
things stay.
So, you know, the music is a powerful thing, man. Um,
Yeah.
in there, couple lead, we have one more question from couple. It says, is struggling is struggling with masturbation in the eyes of God the same as struggling with something like anger or impatience?
Yeah, cause all sin is sin. Sin is sin is sin. But
Yeah.
we think say or like we put levels to it, So yeah, fornicator, yeah, be adulterous, then yeah, they're
Yeah.
on the highest tier, but yeah, deal with, a little probably say stealing or something, and you depend like, the lower level, all sin is sin. And you are gonna be judged in just the same
Yeah.
way. God now gonna say, all right, you only get 5% of the sanction because you stole, or you're gonna get the full brunt of the whipping because you fornicate and or you commit abortion or whatever the case is. All sin is sin in the eyes of God, and Him gonna give you the full measure of it. But He
Mhm.
also gives you so many chances. Him always give you a way of escape and thing, as the Bible said. Him always gonna give you a chance to take away yourself, but a lot of times we don't want to take away yourself because the sin feel good. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's up to us to make sure say when we get the chance to escape, we escape, because God is giving us a chance to escape from so many things, so many generational impact or whatever we might end up having on
Mhm.
account of that one sin that we want to commit.
True. Somebody asked how effective is fasting? Like, what's the effect the measure the effectiveness of fasting to overcome all of these diseases? Like, we can use
Um,
fasting in a quarantine, in other
yeah, I
time.
mean, and what we have to remember is that fasting don't have to necessarily be a food fast alone.
Yeah.
Once it's something that gives you pleasure or whatever, then you take a break from it. So if it's TV or if it's your phone, if it's social media, whatever the case is, you fast from that.
Yeah.
Fasting gives you clarity. It really take it to another level in terms of seeking the mind of God. And
Yeah.
so, once you feel like say, oh, this is bigger than me, then
Mm-hmm.
if I say, all right, I've been reading my Bible, I've been praying,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to do. You go to fasting, and if it's a food fast, then make sure it's not a hunger strike. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Just make sure say you remember the reason for going on this fast, and just say, God, I really would love to hear from you and things. So yeah, just yeah, so go on a fast. And hopefully that is a way that God can bring clarity and bring help to your situation. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a so any more question, guys? Because we're gonna cut it here. We're gonna end it. No. Any more questions? All right. So yeah, guys, we're gonna cut it now. So yeah, Deidre-Ann, thanks again. It was a really good one. It was a really good one. I enjoyed it, you know, and I just want my deepest prayers that if even one person that is reach and impact, then
yeah,
it will be worth it all. But I know it was worth it. And thanks again. Thank you so much. And we just want to end in prayer. You want to take us out in prayer, Adrian?
me. All right, we can pray.
Yeah, man.
All right, all right. Let's pray, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we thank you for this opportunity to just come before you and to just keep it real with you. We thank you for the impact that this live is going to have on the lives of others. God, I thank you for this opportunity to be able to just share candidly and openly with those who have joined in, and for even those who will catch the replay. God, I pray that it will impact those who tuned in. God, I pray that you will set free, those persons who are bound by sexual sin, who are bound by temptation, that the enemy will throw at them. God, I pray that they will leave this life feeling more empowered to go forth and to live in purity, God. God, I pray for those who are feeling the burn, that you will hasten the footsteps, God, of their partner, God, so that they can exercise that heat and that burn in marriage. God, I pray that you will help them to remember that, when they feel the desire for sex, that it is not wrong, that it is something that you have given them, and to help them to remember, God, that it should only be acted on in marriage. God, I pray that you break free the persons who are struggling with masturbation and pornography and any other sexual sin, God, for those who are struggling with fornication, for even those who are married and who are living an adulterous life. God, I pray that you will give them the grace, God. God, I pray that you will help them to overcome, Lord, so that in time, God, when you have set them free and when they feel at a place where they are compelled to, that they will even share this experience, with others, and so that others in turn will become free by their testimony. And so, God, I pray that you will help the persons who have tuned in on this live to go forth and to walk in purity, to walk with their heads held high, and that you will just continue to bless the ministry, God, of the UCCF, and that you will continue to impact this generation and impact the lives of others. And God, I pray that you will just continue to open up doors for other persons' lives to be blessed on account of the UCCF. So God, I thank you again for this opportunity, and just continue to cover and protect all of these persons who are on this live in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Stefan, wake up.
Amen. No man, I was sleeping, man. I was sleeping, man. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, guys. Thank you guys for joining in. Um, thanks again. Thanks again. for
Kevin, for the people them are joining now when we're done, but save this one as well, please. For
okay.
the yeah.
So, okay, guys. Guys who just joined, it's gonna be on the page, do UCCF page. You can access it. You can access it on the page. And so yeah, so bless up again, guys. I hope you're impacted and don't just be a hearer of the word, but a doer. So take everything in and be impact. So, hey guys, thanks again, Adrian, and
Thank you. You're welcome.
uh, I hope that the endeavors, and just take care. All right, bless up your daughter.
Yes, thank you. See,
Yeah,
I have a bomber, photo bomber around there behind it. Is that your brother?
yeah, 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 brother. Yeah. All right, all right.
All
Take
right,
care,
guys. So
man.
there'll be two lives. There'll be two lives. So there's a part one and a part two for those of you who joined in late. So you can view both of them when you get a chance.
Go again.
Now I was just letting the persons who just joined in, letting them know that there are two lives, or there will be two lives, the first part and then this part. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
My
as
baby,
Kevin remember to save it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was saying, my baby brother was saying to go to school with your daughter to Augustan.
Oh, Nicole not talk about my business for the people them live.
Sorry about that. Yeah, my mom said hi. She knew you from the parent meeting
Oh, oh,
Augustan.
who's mommy?
Mary. Very nice person. Always neat and proper. Yeah. All right.
Whenever I hear mommy say, but all right, we'll talk about this after because the people I'm here the whole of my business, Kevin. Oh
Yeah, yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, they hear that. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Thank
Yeah?
you. All
All
right,
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay.